everyone. So I know it's been a little bit since my last videos. March is kind of, it's been a busy month. It's my birthday month. Not that I spent the whole month celebrating so far. But I have had some exciting things happen and we've stayed pretty busy and not had a whole lot to update. But I did want to make a quick video of what we're reading in the month of March. So basically our morning, evening basket, whatever, just our read alouds, just to share that. I feel like I'm hunching down. I should have put my camera up higher, and I apologize for the noise. It's my laundry, but I gotta do it. All right, so I'm just gonna dive in here and show you guys what we've been reading in our homeschool for the month of March, what we've been reading so far, and what we plan to start this month. One month just kind of blends into another, so we definitely don't wrap everything up nicely at the end of the month and call it done. So I'm just going to get into these and show you what we're reading. All right, so these so far I haven't started reading yet, but I do plan to start this month and they'll go into April. But the first one is The Doll Maker of Krakow, I think that's how you pronounce it, by R.M. Romero. And if you get the family reading crate, then you probably recognize this. I think this was March's crate. And we haven't started this yet, but the whole theme of March's crate was Axis and Allies. So we're gonna start this. I don't know exactly what every single one of these are about other than the theme of them. But this one is interesting. It's about a doll. So it's like the perspective of a doll, but World War II themed, in Poland. So I think that's a pretty neat take on it. I'm pretty sure we're gonna read this aloud. This wasn't the YA book, or was it? I can't remember now. Let's see, the next book that we got in the March reading crate, which I plan to start this month, again probably won't finish, is A Whale in Paris by Daniel Presley and Claire Polders. So this, of course, is World War II themed as well, but this one takes place in Paris, and it's about a whale that I think the Nazis want to capture for Hitler. I think they either want to capture him or eat him. I'm not sure. Let's see. But this is about a girl who wants to save him and keep him safe during this time. So I guess maybe he's found himself in, it looks like he's in some sort of harbor. Again, a really unique perspective for this time period. It's not just about people. I don't know. It's just like a really different take on it. So I'm interested. I was really surprised when we got these in the crate, just the way the stories are set up. Like, I did not expect books about dolls or whales at all. And also, they aren't like in Germany. They don't take place in Germany, which again is different in and of itself. Let's see. The last one that we're going to read in that theme is Tucky Joe and Little Heart. This is just a picture book, and my kids are 10 and 8, and they really are starting to prefer chapter books, but they still really enjoy picture books, so we're definitely going to include this. But this is by Patricia Polacco, and again, another World War II themed book. This one seems a little bit more typical. It's about people, an American soldier who meets this little girl. Where are they at? He's from Kentucky, and he meets her in the South Pacific. And I haven't looked through this at all, so I don't know like the exact storyline. Again, we haven't quite started these yet, but I do plan to make, like, if my kids are interested, I'm gonna do more World War II themed stuff with them. We're kind of skipping around in history, just going where the wind takes us. Seems to be like a thing in spring is we kind of lose our steam. I lose my steam, and then we just sort of play around a lot, and yeah, just go where the wind takes us, just kind of blow around aimlessly and see what interests us. I've noticed, I think this is my 3rd year homeschooling, and that seems to be sort of a theme now. Once late February, March hits, we kind of go and like go outside, read some books, and do whatever. So this is part of our let's just do whatever's fun. Springtime homeschool. Maybe I should make a video about that. Let's see. The next thing that we plan to read this month is Vile Verses by Roald Dahl. And this is something I just picked up at the library to include as part of our poetry time, which I just realized I haven't done in like a week. I just now realized that, so we probably need to do that today. Read some poetry. But I thought this was pretty cute. Vile Verses caught my attention because it sounds like they're going to be like gross or disgusting, and kids love that. My kids love that, at least. Gross humor is always a big hit, so I thought this would be fun to just shake things up from our regular poetry read aloud. Let's see. The next thing is another family reading crate book. This one's from the January crate, I think. Wait, these might be from the February crate. I can't keep track of them anymore. Or was it March? I don't remember. But The Land of Forgotten Girls, let me just jump back to this, is from the January, pretty sure, family reading crate. And it's by Erin and Trotta Kelly. We're a little over halfway done with this so far. And I'm really enjoying this. I think I might be enjoying it a little bit more than the girls. My older daughter seems more into it than my 8-year-old, but it is for a slightly older kid audience. On the back, I think it says it's for 10 and up. But this is about two little girls who immigrate to America from the Philippines after they experience several family tragedies, and they come with their father and their really awful stepmother. And I don't want to give too much away, but so far, like, it's pretty sad. Like, almost every chapter is just like you feel like the crushing disappointment that the main character is going through. The older sister, as she's trying to make her younger sister happy, bring happiness to their lives, because they aren't leading very happy or loving lives at home. So it's kind of a tough read. Like, there's some pretty deep themes in this, so I would definitely recommend it because I am enjoying it so much, but it is a little like crushing. So if you have sensitive kids, maybe wait till they're older or pre-read it yourself. Yeah, some of the things are like taking me aback by how much I'm getting emotionally invested in this story. Let's see, moving on. This was another one from the family reading crate for January. We actually just finished this, but I want to include it since we did read it in March. And this was Finding Serendipity by Angelica Banks. My daughters love this. They so love this story. This was about a girl whose mother is an author. But the thing is, authors in this story, whenever they write, they get transported into basically this writer's realm where they live out their stories as they are constructing it. And Serendipity is her mother, and she doesn't know that her mother does this. She just knows she stays locked away in her room writing all day long. And then one day she goes up there and her mother is gone and the window is open, and she's like, what happened? And then she sees her mother's typewriter sitting there, and she decides to type on it. And when she does, something amazing happens, and she actually gets transported into the world of writers. And she obviously wasn't expecting it, and she thinks she has to find her mother to get her back. But because she started writing, she actually, became a writer herself by constructing the story, and then gets transported to her own story, which she has to finish in order to get back home herself. Really cool. I really like the writing themes in this, and this book actually spurred both of my daughters on to writing their own stories. My 10-year-old actually wrote her own book while we were reading this, and we're going through the editing process right now. We got someone to make a cover illustration for it, and she was just so inspired And when we're done with the editing process of her book, we are going to get it published so she can have a hard copy. She's so excited. This was really inspirational for her, so of course I have to recommend it. Really got them writing and excited to construct stories. So we love this book, needless to say. Let's see. The last book that we are working on and reading in the month of March, which we're doing kind of slowly. Actually, I realize we haven't read this in a while, not since the beginning of the month. But this is the Book of Religions by David G. McAfee and Chuck Harrison. And we had the other book of theirs. What is the other book of theirs? I think it was the book of, not the Book of Gods. What was it? The Book of Religion. No, this is the Book of Religion. What was it? There's Book of Gods, Book of Religion, Book of Belief, I think. That's what we had, and we finished that a month or two ago. So I just picked up the next one because this spurs on some nice conversation. You know, just I want to introduce my kids to the different ways of thinking, belief systems, religions, things like that, just to help them realize that there is such a wide variety of people and beliefs out there. And I'm going to pause for a second so my washer can finish its little thing. All right, my laundry's done. I'm going to have to switch that to the dryer when I'm done with this. Yay! Let's see. Yeah, so I just want to, you know, spend this year introducing them to different belief systems. Sometimes we dive in if they're interested in learning more. You know, we'll make a project or just read more about it, but this is just a good starting point. We really liked the last book, especially my older daughter. She's really into discussing like people's different belief systems. So this is nice. Just to give you a peek into it, let's see. Let me read off some of the chapters, like just the themes. Let's see. Is there not a, oh yes, there is an index. So just to name a few of them, what's religion, the why of worship, the how of worship, like what worshiping even is, you know, if your kids aren't familiar with it. The Christian Bible, the Quran, the Book of Mormon, moving down. Then it discusses a few different religions: Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Pastafarianism. And this is just touching, I think, on a lot of the bigger religions. Obviously, you can't cover all of them in one book. But we enjoy this, and this is good that I made this video because it's a good reminder that we need to pick this up again, because we've mainly just doing our fun read-alouds and a little bit of history. But I want to start including this and rotating this in more. So yeah, our theme for the month is just sort of all over the place and fun. Mainly family reading crate books, which are great jumping off points. That's kind of been our theme lately, just to use those to spur on homeschool topics and feel inspired. So that's what we've been reading for the month of March and what we're probably going to continue on into April. What have you guys been reading? How do you handle spring in a homeschool? Because I know this is sort of a theme for homeschool parents. Like you kind of fall into a rut or you lose your steam and your inspiration. So I want to know how you guys pull yourselves out of that. Or do you just naturally slow down, spend more time outside, go where the wind takes you? Because fall and winter are definitely our busy, get down to work project months, whereas not many projects are happening right now. But let me know what you're reading, let me know what you're doing, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you all again really soon.